Hey, and welcome back to Perched at the Yard. We are here with a special guest, Robert Rorhrbaugh. All right, so we're here with Robert Rorhrbaugh, as I promised. Robert, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great, John.
All right, so we're here at the Collectors Clubhouse, courtesy of Matt. Thank you, Matt. We just want to remind you guys to check out Collectors Clubhouse for all your sports needs. They have something for everybody in the sports world, and not just sports. They have Star Wars and superhero things, if you like that stuff. So they kind of have something for everybody. So during this holiday season, and not just during the holiday season, but anytime you want to check out the Collectors Clubhouse here in Hanover, Pennsylvania, you're going to want to check us out here. All right, Robert. So I want you to walk us through what it was like starting in Littlestown, where we both grew up, going from there to college, to the majors, if you still talk to folks in the majors, and then what your life is like post-MLB career.
Okay, well, a lot of people don't know where Littlestown's at, so I tried to do my best to put it on the map during my playing career. But I was fortunate enough. I graduated Littlestown in 2002. I was drafted by the Montreal Expos in the 30th round, but it was the year that they were going through their contractions. So, it was kind of a no-brainer. I had a scholarship to go to Clemson University. They were the number one baseball team in college at the time. I was pretty heavily recruited there, so I ended up taking them up on that offer. I turned down the Expos, and kind of glad I did because you learn a lot. Learn a lot of life lessons in college, and I don't know if I would have been able to handle being on my own with a lot of money for the first time. So when you're in college, you got to kind of learn how to balance everything. Your social life with schoolwork and all that fun stuff. And baseball's a job in college. It's like a part-time job. So I was there for 3 years. I was the only lefty that came out of the bullpen. So I think I led the team in appearances my freshman year. I ended up being a freshman All-American there at Clemson. About halfway through my sophomore year, I ended up becoming a weekend starter. And then turned back at that point. So I was a starter the remainder of my career down there. And then my junior year, we made it to the Super Regionals. And unfortunately, we never made it to the College World Series while I was there. I guess we had a couple down years by Clemson standards. But, we're still a successful program, top 20 in the country. Just never quite was able to, get to Omaha while I was there. But like I said, I was a weekend starter. I ended up having the honor or the privilege to be drafted again by the Seattle Mariners in the 7th round. And at that point, I still had all the leverage being a junior, so I took them up on that offer, and I began my pro career in 2005. I was with them for 6 seasons. I made it all the way to AAA, where I was their AAA Pitcher of the Year. And, what I've learned is it's all about timing. I got injured. I guess that would have been 2008 at spring training. I was invited to the big league spring training. I was there, ended up getting injured, not on the field, but in the weight room, hurt my shoulder, and it was a slow downhill progression. Was never quite the same after that.
You got invited to
Seattle's big league spring training. I think it was after the 2008 season. They had a new GM came in. He brought everybody in from Milwaukee, and they pretty much could have cared less about most of us that were left over. So we were kind of pushed aside. And when people say things are political,
they are.
I'll show them political. It's very political in minor league baseball, and that's why I laugh. Nowadays, I'm a coach at high schools, and generally I don't have any problems. But I hear the other coaches complaining, or I hear the other parents complaining about other coaches, I should say, and they always want to complain about playing time and all that fun stuff, and I just shake my head because I know what's political and what's not. But nowadays, I guess I finished playing in 2011. Ended up helping out as an assistant coach with Doug Arnold, who was with the Legion program in Littlestown at the time. So I was with them, and then I kind of felt my niche. I was kind of figuring, hey, I kind of like this coaching thing. So I started doing lessons, private lessons. Kids started working with me. I had one or two kids my first year, and then it exploded to about 20, 30 players, and I've never really looked back from there. I ended up coaching at the JV level at Gettysburg High School. I was with them for 6 years, and then 2 years ago I ended up taking the head varsity job at Littlestown.
Okay.
So kind of all came full circle, to be quite honest with you. And now I have my own business, my own travel baseball teams, High Heat Sports Academy. We're located in Gettysburg. We do lessons year-round. We do camps, clinics, lessons, rentals, and then, of course, we work with all of our travel teams. So it's basically baseball 24/7, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's never a bad thing. Baseball's my favorite sport. Is there a website or like some social media sites where they can find?
Well, you can find High Heat Sports Academy on Facebook and Twitter. Then we have a website, highheatsport.com. Sport.com.
Not plural.
Sports was taken, so I had to use highheatsport.com. So we got a nice little website if you want to see more information on what we do and see all my instructors and just to get a little taste of what we're all about.
So when you were coming up in college and then you got into the majors, you were in the minors. Did you have an agent or did you negotiate your own deals?
The funny story, I did have an agent, but I pretty much negotiated my own deal with Seattle because they were actually going to take me in the 6th round, and they offered me 6th round money, but then things happened during the draft for some reason or another, but they ended up taking me in the 7th round. They still offered me 6th round money, so it was. I didn't argue with them.
Yeah,
I'll take what they were going to give me. So I really didn't need an agent at that point, but his name was Barry Meister. He ended up, I think he represented Kirk Schilling and Randy Johnson, guys like that, and we ended up. Agents are what they are.
Yeah,
they send you a couple cleats every year. They send you gloves, and they negotiate all those little contracts with glove companies and shoe companies and stuff like that. But other than that, they were kind of pointless, to be quite honest with you.
So, so that's the story of your age, how it was with your agent, and then your post baseball career. Now you do your High Heat. Is there anything else that you have going on? You work here at the Collectors Clubhouse as well.
Work here on the side just for something to do during the day. We're always in the evenings, so I got to do something during the day, or else I go nuts. But I also coach at Littlestown High School, so that's about to ramp up here. I guess starting next week. I can't believe we're already kind of starting the talk of spring training, but we'll be starting that up next week. So that will take up the next couple months until we start high school season in March.
So when you were coming up, I wanted to ask this. When you were coming up in college and everything, did you have a certain team that you wanted to play for, like a dream team? Or was it just kind of like, hey, I just want to get to the majors, like I don't care what team I'm on?
Well, if I had to choose one team, it would have been the Baltimore Orioles. They've always been my team growing up, and I think my grandfather probably would have rolled over in his grave if I would have played for the Yankees or something like that. But you really don't have that choice, and you don't have that luxury unless I would have signed a free agent contract. But, any team, you can just get on board with anybody and make a name for yourself, any opportunity you can get. So I was happy with Seattle. I grew up actually a Seahawks fan.
Okay.
Well, so I was actually happy. Well, if I had to pick another team, I guess it would have been the Mariners.
Yeah,
so
that works.
I will not complain about the opportunity. It opened up so many doors for me, and they're continuing to open up doors for me.
Of course. Do you still talk to anybody in the majors? Do you have friends in the majors? Do you still talk to the Mariners organization? Or I guess it would be the Nationals now, their organization. Do you still talk to any of those organizations?
I don't talk to anybody in the front offices or anything like that. I mean, I still have contact with them through Facebook. My birthday was yesterday, so a lot of them,
happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. A lot of them wished me happy birthday and stuff through social media and stuff. And I still talk to a couple of my teammates. One of my teammates, his name's Ronnie Prettyman. He's now, I think, the assistant coach at the University of Washington. So, and a lot of my guys, a lot of the coaches that were at Clemson, they branched out. One's Kevin O'Sullivan. He's down in Florida now. He won a national championship. So I have a lot of ties that are out there in the baseball world, and I guess if you truly sit back and look at it, it's kind of amazing, But like I said, the baseball world has opened up so many possibilities.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
So do you see yourself coaching higher? Is that something you want to do, like coaching, in college and in the majors? Is that something that you might want to do? Or are you happy and content with high school baseball?
Actually, I am quite content where I'm at right now. I really don't have the desire to go on and coach in college or anything like that. I probably could. I know there's a lot of programs around the area that are always looking for coaches. I think at this stage in my life, I got to look for something that's provides for the family. And I don't know if being an assistant coach at a local college around here would be the ticket to provide and have a secure,
But you have your own business.
I have my own business. I'm happy with what I do. It makes good money, and like I said, I come here, I do my own little thing here. But, I mean, if somebody came calling in one of the professional organizations, hey, why don't you come be one of our pitching coaches or whatever, I might consider it. But to be quite honest with you, I'm fine with where I'm at and what I've done with my life so far. So I'm not going to shut any doors, but if that opportunity came knocking, I'm not going to say no.
You'd obviously have to.
I would look into it. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have like a close friend in the, whether it be college or from the majors, that you still talk to, like a best friend? We kind of sort of always ask our athletes if they still like have a close friend that they connect with from their previous days.
So my buddy Ronnie, who's out in Washington, we talk every now and then. We send texts, we talk on the phone, just kind of keep each other up to date with what's going on in our personal lives. But he's probably my best buddy that I stay in contact with. There's some other ones that every now and then I'll send a message to. I'm just, quite honest with you, I'm so busy that I don't have time to really connect with those guys.
It's interesting. The reason I ask that is because us normal like fans that don't know what happens behind the scenes, when folks like you retire and you move on to something else, we don't know what happens unless we see you on Twitter or something like that. We really don't know what your post-playing career is like. So asking a question like that kind of gives us and our fans a little bit of insight of what it's like to not be in sports anymore, at least the majors, college and minors and all that stuff. Kind of gives our fans the perspective of what it's like. And can you talk, I guess, a little bit about what it's like to not have that brotherhood anymore? Because a lot of football players that we talk to, they say, the thing that they miss the most is the brotherhood, the camaraderie. Like, what is that like not having that anymore? Is that hard on you?
No, I don't think it's hard at all. I think, like I said, we still stay in contact with each other, and I think most of the guys, everyone kind of puts athletes on this pedestal. And, and they're just an average person, you know what I mean?
Doing a job.
Just doing their job, and most of them are very friendly, and they'll talk to you. They all they're like you and me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think everyone kind of thinks like you want to bow down to them and treat them like kings and stuff. But most guys, you can go up and hold a normal conversation with them, and they're just, like I said, they're just like you or me. I think everyone gets all worked up about it, but
we do as fans. That's why we're fans, fanatics. We definitely get excited and worked up. And you're right. We put you guys on and girls out there, the athletes.
And I still play for a summer team, the Cashtown Pirates, up in South Penn League here, South Central Pennsylvania, and that's where we get it all out of our system. We get in there and we act like kids again.
Yep.
And it's no different than being in a dugout in the minor leagues or a dugout in college. It's still the same brotherhood. We all have each other's backs, and the competition.
Yeah.
We're all very, very competitive people, and that's what separates us from most.
Yeah. So last question I have before I let you go. Was there any other sports that you wanted to play whenever you were, I guess, in high school? Like, was there any other sports that you were like good enough to play as well, like football, basketball, or anything like that? Or was baseball your main
I played basketball for 2 years when I was in middle school, and I just didn't care for it. And I would have probably have loved to play football, but I knew I had a future in baseball and really didn't want to take a cheap shot to the left arm or anything like
knee.
that, or the leg, and be sitting there going, "Oh, what could have been?"
Yeah.
But I follow all the sports. I'm an avid sports fan. I play fantasy football. I bet on all the bowl games. I got a little bowl pick'em thing going right now. So, I follow that stuff, all the time. I just never really had the desire to play the other sports. I probably could have been good at it, but baseball was my number one love, and that's what I stuck with.
So you mentioned college. I have to ask, since it's right around the corner, who wins the national championship?
Well, I got to go with my alma mater, Clemson. I got to stay faithful to them. Although I think
LSU's going to be hard with Joe Burrow.
I understand that. I don't know. I'll probably end up picking LSU to win it, but I think Clemson will give them a good game. But I would not be shocked if Clemson comes out on top.
I hope Clemson wins. I'm a Gators fan, so I hate me some LSU. So and I'm very proud of Clemson for knocking off Alabama these past couple years. I'm very proud of that. So I have a little bit of affinity for Clemson in my heart because I hate Alabama, being a Florida fan myself. So I'm pulling for you guys and hoping you guys win. But that's football talk, a baseball show. That's all right. We do whatever we want. Here's our show. Anyway, we really appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us. And anything else you want to throw out there to our fans, remind them, highheatsport.com.
Yep.
And
go in there, check it out. If you're in the Gettysburg area, we're located in Gettysburg, 1429 Chambersburg Road. That's west of Gettysburg. It's about 2 miles outside town. So look us up. This is the time of year to get your kids in there for lessons, and we prepare them for whatever that next step may be, whether it's high school or maybe they just want to make their little league team or they want to be an all-star this year. This is the time to get with us. So hit us up, send us a message, and we'll get you in.
And you might be working with a former baseball player from the majors here, Robert Rorhrbaugh. So you're going to want to check that out. That's good stuff. And you're also going to want to check out the Collectors Clubhouse. We're thankful that they allow us to do a show here. You're going to want to check them out again for all your sports needs. We're in heaven, sports heaven right here. They got everything, something for everybody. So you're going to want to check them out. Matt owns the store, so you're going to want to obviously talk to Matt.
And they get to come in and see me.
Yeah, you get to come in and see Robert. So you get something for everybody. So, all right, guys, thank you for tuning in to our show. And until next time, this has been John.